Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Miyawadi, Miyawad Zindabad. Let us delve into today's discussion, which is into fascinating tale that encompasses a real realm of love, passion, fashion, compassion, and all that revolves around intricate tapestry of the life. In this narrative, we shall navigate through the highs and lows of human existence, exploring the randomness that defines our action. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. Our journey takes us to an unexpected turn as we encounter the story of just not an individual experiencing pain and separation, but also character adorned with elegance, handsome individuals, luxury Gucci bags, and charming Henry the Rottweiler, a canine whose sheer adorableness captivates the heart. Now, you might wonder why and how is it related to Adani? And pretty much so. Even I'm wondering, but it's a big tale. It's a long, 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 long tale. So, let me have some water before that. People have asked me to drink hot water. Hmm, apparently, goodness, I was so thirsty. Now, who was Adani? Who is Adani? He's a big name. Yeah, he's a big name. So we'll get into it. What has actually happened? So Hindenburg comes up with a report attacking, Adani, stating that there was significant manipulation of stock price by Adani himself, utilizing shell companies, particularly in Mauritius. Now, the Indian market was not oblivious to anomalies. Like, they were aware of it. Most of them, I can tell you from the position of a privilege, being an insider, everybody knew what's going on. They just never knew when to exit. Right now, this saga actually created the ripples and significant ones. That's where the investor said, "Oh, fine, let's liquidate our positions," because you gotta understand that they are still after a year or so of this entire episode, it is down by 44% or something like that. But still, these guys are making a ton of money. Even today, they are up by almost like 1,000 odd percentage for like those who were invested 5 years ago. So you gotta understand that. Look, that's not how things are. The reason of higher price was obviously higher valuation. That may have been driven by the FIIs and FPIs that are involved, but the Indian understanding is that we have a peculiar affinity for businesses associated with coal. If you hold the coal, right, you are given higher value because we have our own version of the scams about coal. You know that we have got Colgate scam. Do you remember that it happened back in like UPA 1 or 2, I guess? It was during UPA 1 or just UPA 2? It came out during UPA 2, I'm aware of that. But when it actually originated, I don't exactly know. But yeah, that's pretty much the charge, right? So we do have such variations, and this entire narration goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Now, here comes a new character in the fray, Darshan Hiranandani. Oh, goodness. I forgot to eat my medicine. Let me have it again. So, you have Darshan Hiranandani who comes into the fray, another businessman, equally strong, equally powerful, the muscular, chubby guy, right? Whose interests somehow collided with that of Sri Adani Ji and Adani Group. Right. Now, during this phase, somehow the political involvement got escalated. And somebody was who was the witness was actually Henry. Henry served as a witness to it. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. So suddenly, a new figure emerges who has been questioning Sri Adani ji on several grounds for a long time. Mahua Moitra, obviously, I'm talking about her. Now, Mahua Moitra, well, was strong, was loud, was vocal. But, the aspect that she brought out, the questions that she asked, were essentially somehow favoring Darshan Hiranandani. This is a complete mess. Before that, we have the report of Hindenburg, right? The entire Hindenburg saga revolves around two aspects of it. A, there was a massive unethical practices that Adani followed, and B, it wasn't just Adani's unethical practices, but also that there were a lot of shell companies. Indian politics actually gets emotional with these two words, right? Shell company and the other one. So now the things escalated. It escalated far. The question is not if it was ethical or not ethical. Non, it wasn't ethical. I I definitely believe the West has got no right when they have companies like Moderna and Pfizer that were going around asking for military bases as collaterals. Just think about it, military bases as collateral of small countries. I mean, ethics is a small word for you. Shame is perhaps a better word that at least the West should have before tutoring the others, right? Well, I mean, that this comment was pretty personal. I mean, people come and fight with me, like, dude, it's because of people like Adani that your government is could not deliver, and the reason the India is so poor and backward. Dude, let's face it. And as far as the shell companies are concerned, which of your big corporates have ever paid taxes? I'm talking about America. When have they ever paid taxes? Right. You have piles and piles of stories that state otherwise. So that's the case. And in this, Mahua Moitra certainly pops up and she becomes the central figure in this. Somehow there were others, but yeah, she became the big figure in it. And amidst all of this, right, her anger was very clear, very clear. Nobody was expecting her to say such precisely worded questions. The reason being, politicians often don't use jargon, right? They would prefer being specific and street friendly. They wouldn't say, for instance, there is a mismatch in figures. They would say, you have eaten up the money. Right. Like that's how, because see, politics is not like business. It's not a corporatized structure. It's not meritocracy, right? It's everything is dependent on public relations. And the questions that she asked were very jargon based questions. They had a lot of jargons, and that's essentially how corporates write. There is another aspect to it. She also likes to smoke cigar. I mean, there were some pictures that came out. I've got no issues with that. I mean, everybody has a right to smoke whatever they want. But If you are doing it, do it right. That's not how you smoke cigar. That's not how you smoke cigar. I mean, that's a shame. I'm not putting up those images. That I just wanted to rant about that. That's not how you smoke cigar. Let's be technically clear about that. Right. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, what happens is that uh, there is this dog called Henry, and there is a lot of personal stuff. I don't want to go into it, but just for the reference, there is a man called Tehadrai and Mahua Moitra who buys this dog together. Or this Dehadrai pays for the dog and she has the custody of it. Now, a battle for custody eventually arises and it goes to court. Now, during that period, this Dehadrai, who had the idea, came out and said that, look, she has taken gifts for asking questions in the parliament, which was later revealed that not just she has taken, I mean, it's not clear if she has taken gifts, but the allegation goes far beyond that. To It's not about taking gifts, but she has also given her parliamentary credentials. Mark my words again, parliamentary credentials, fucking parliamentary credentials to, well, a private corporate individual. Yeah, she did that. She brought American style lobbying, wearing a sari. That, I mean, yes, that represents Indianness, right? Yeah, the sari is technically Indian. She tried that. She tried that, and she failed. She failed so miserably that you can see it in her face. Also, that you can see the lack of connect that she had, because you would not do such activities if you had slightest of idea how Indian politics work. You have to have good friends over here. She never made friends, apparently, it appears. Nobody stood for her, and nobody shall ever. The reason being, she is a while when she speaks. Being direct, being tough is a different thing. Getting into shouting matches is altogether a different thing. You have politicians like Mamata Banerjee, who is very tough. She does not get into shouting matches despite having a strong voice, right? I mean, well, Tatas know it better. Oh goodness, poor Tatas. Well, that's how it is. Now, apart from this entire rant, what happens is there are several aspects that gets unearthed, and later on it is revealed that somehow this woman is also involved in several other shenanigans. This Hiranandani fellow comes out and says that, okay, I have made a mistake. Yes, I had the user credentials. And the funny part is he accepts that she gave the user credentials. To those who think that it is not a big deal, just try giving your, not just use, just the Wi-Fi credentials to somebody else outside the company and ask him to just try getting into the network once and see what the company does to you. You will be whipped. You will be whipped like a cream, right? You'll be whipped like a cream. From liquid, you'll become into a froth. That's what would happen to you. Why don't you people get the seriousness of it? And then she's dragged into ethics committee, and where she is found guilty of actually sharing the ID and her user credentials. Even there, she goes into shouting matches. The good thing was she never raised the women card until the very last moment when she did. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what she did. The real question here is, they have reduced the entire Adani saga to a dog, a canine, and obviously the business competition, working overtime, right? And the next aspect of the same is quite superficial, though. I firmly believe that Adani is a global, you can say like that Adani is a global security scam perpetrated by an Indian parliamentarian, an Indian corporate, and an American short seller. Thank you, everyone. This was the entire rant about it. That's all for today. Miyawat Salamat Rai. Please do like and subscribe. I don't have anyone to see my videos. I feel sad about it. I'm so sad about it. Right. Please, somebody can come and subscribe. How many IDs can I create to go and, mercilessly press those bell icon and subscribe button and like and just make dumb comments? I can't do that, right? Please go ahead. Just do this favor to me. Love you all. Good night. Goodbye.